Hey guys, Level Cap here, and today we're going to talk about one of the weakest areas of Battlefield 1 and quite honestly the whole Battlefield franchise. I'm referring to the progression system, which includes medals, battle packs, weapon skins, and any other customization options tied into reward-based mechanics. This is probably going to turn into a bit of a ranty video, so I'm just warning you guys now. Now, DICE has done an amazing job taking this game engine to the next level with graphics and dynamic destruction, but along the way they forgot to improve the customization and rewards. And of course, having a solid gameplay experience is more important than having a good progression system, but it doesn't make up for a bad progression system, especially when other AAA shooters are knocking it out of the park. If Battlefest is any indication of what's to come for Battlefield 1's reward system, then I think most people are going to completely lose interest in any of the progression mechanics. Battlefest offers one new weapon skin, a recycled pistol skin from a previous event, and a few dog tags. The new skin is okay at best, but without an inspect weapon function, most people won't be able to admire the finer details. The recycled M1911 skin is a simple color change on one part of the gun, which to me is just lazy calling that a special weapon skin. And then when it comes to dog tags, I don't know about you guys, but I could really care less about them. They all look pretty much the same, and let's be honest, any artist could crank out 20 of these in a day. Also, the supposedly exclusive Battlefest revision of Battle Packs is just revision number 5 of weapon skins. There's nothing special about it at all. At best, Battlefest comes off as somewhat of a lazy event with not too many cool things, and the weapon skins are mostly a letdown. Now I want to talk about the Battle Pack revision system, the system in which you actually get weapon skins for most of the weapon skins in the game. First off, all the weapon skins in Battle Packs have been in the game since day one. I've seen them all at an event. DICE is releasing them in timed revisions to keep people from unlocking them too quickly because there aren't that many in total. And the way you unlock them now is quite frankly bullshit. Before in BF4, when you unlocked an item in a battle pack, you couldn't then get a duplicate of that same item. Not the case in Battlefield 1. With Revision 5, there are 30 new weapon skins. I have opened 85 standard battle packs and 6 legendary battle packs, and I'm still missing 3 of those 30 skins because I get so many duplicates. Not only is this frustrating, but I believe that it would actually be impossible to get all of them in-game, even if you played more than anyone else on the planet. Plus, if you buy the battle packs through the Monster promotion or soon from the in-game menu, it's going to cost you upwards of $100 per revision just to collect all the skins. I know, I've tried. Frankly, I loathe the system. It feels cheap and lazy and costs far too much for the quality of skin that is offered. It feels like DICE is trying to trick us into thinking that there's a lot of customization content in this game by rolling it out incredibly slowly and making it nearly impossible to collect, or actually impossible to collect if you don't spend any money. And the worst part of that is that there's plenty of games with properly implemented loot crate systems that could have been copied. DICE, please go play some Overwatch and learn how to design a proper loot crate system. Did you even see all the epic skins they released for Halloween? How about the new Oni skin for Genji that you can get from playing Heroes of the Storm? It's such a cool looking skin that I'm actually debating playing Heroes of the Storm to unlock it. Now compare this skin to the MP18 PTFO skin you're offering in Battlefest. There's a pretty big difference in the kind of quality content that's being offered here. And really, DICE, this is the competition, and it's not just from Overwatch. Call of Duty, Rainbow Six Siege, Counter-Strike Go, Team Fortress 2, and Titanfall. Basically, every AAA shooter has a superior progression system to the ones in Battlefield games, especially Battlefield 1. And it's not just a comparison of okay versus slightly better. These games are creating unbelievably awesome cosmetic content versus Battlefield's almost non-existent cosmetic content. Now, all this being said, the developers have been asking for ideas on what we want to see specifically in this area of the game. So I've actually come up with a list of fixes and add-ons that could take this game from 0 to hero. First, let's just start off with some of the fixes. Battle Packs should be way easier to get and more consistently rewarded. Battle Packs could be unlocked with experience gained just like in Overwatch. Say 30 to 40,000 experience in Battlefield 1 could award you a Battle Pack. Then when opening them, rather than being locked into a single revision of gun skins, they should all be available. This way it would take a much longer time before you start getting duplicates. Furthermore, specific skins should be purchasable with scraps. Do you guys see where I'm kind of going with this? I'm basically just copying the Overwatch system that works so well. And honestly, it probably wouldn't be that much work converting the battle pack system over. Now beyond battle packs, the medal system needs a rework, and in fairness, DICE did already say that they are working on this, but I fear it will never be as good as it was in Battlefield 3 or Battlefield 4. Being able to unlock all the medals at the same time was a cool way to see what kind of a player you were. Having a crapload of conquest medals used to mean that you were a beast at capturing flags. Now it just means you activated that medal during the week it was available. I get that DICE was trying to make the medal system into sort of a daily quest or a weekly quest system, but they shouldn't have implemented it that way. If they wanted dailies or weeklies, then they could have done that for battle packs or other sorts of awards. Personally, I think it would be best if medals went back to the way that they used to be, and that they came up with a different system for dailies or weeklies with battle packs or scrap as a reward. Now moving on, when it comes to weapon skins, some of them are actually really cool. Part of the problem with the skin system is that there isn't much of a way to appreciate them. Allowing a weapon inspect function, similar to the one available in Counter-Strike, would be a nice step in the right direction. But that will only allow you to appreciate your own skins. What if you want to show off your bling to teammates and the enemies? If DICE were to implement an end of score screen that showed off player models of the top players in the game instead of the origin icons, this would be a cool way to not only show off the players but their gun skins, and it could even be extrapolated to player customization, like having different player skins or other ways to bling out your soldiers, poses, helmets, whatever the heck you wanted to do. And also, it's not like I'm inventing this idea. Again, Rainbow Six, Call of Duty, and Overwatch are all doing this along with many other games out there. And I get not wanting to just copy or do what all the other guys are doing, but at the moment, DICE has not developed a system that is superior to any other system. So until that, I don't see any problem with replicating what works really well in other shooters. Battlefield is already pretty dynamic and interesting in its own right when it comes to the gameplay. When it comes to the progression system, they don't necessarily have to innovate or create a new thing. I would be happy with something that is just on par with other games. Now, talking about soldier customization a little bit further, there is plenty of material to work with. Helmets, for example, could have all kinds of custom markings on them. A quick Google search revealed these images from actual helmets customized during the war. So not only do these things look cool and are authentic to the time period, but they wouldn't really pull players out of the idea of being in World War I or ruin the atmosphere. I'm certainly not advocating for doing any sort of hot pink type skins or something that would just seem outlandish or inappropriate. In addition to that, something that's been brought up numerous times by the community is facial customization, whether it's facial hair, some of the crazy mustaches and beards that they had at the time, or just swapping out ethnicity or face styles or how rugged your character looked, how old or how young they were. There's a lot of stuff that you could do to customize the facial features. And as for the rest of it, there's plenty of stuff that could be done with custom pistol holders, chest rigs, all kinds of things that were customized or implemented during the war could be unlocks or ways to make your soldier look a little bit more unique on the battlefield without taking you out of the moment. And I mean, really, DICE can just go crazy with everything from here, but the idea is that they should be doing something. Even Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 had other camos for your soldiers. Why is the evolutionary Battlefield 1 a regression when it comes to actual customization? Now, the last thing I want to talk about is the achievement-based rewards. Battlefield 4 had things like mastery dog tags for guns when you got 500 kills with a weapon. Personally, I never liked the dog tags you won, but I did like the achievement in itself. Why don't we have any achievement-based rewards anymore? Aside from a single gun unlocking at class rank 10, there's hardly anything in Battlefield 1. 2 vehicle skins unlock when you hit Tanker 10 and Pilot 10, but that's really about it. How is this the extent of the achievement system? I mean, go look at Call of Duty or Titanfall 2. There are pages upon pages of achievement-based rewards, and it's really fun to try and progress towards them. Now that I've hit rank 10 with all the classes, there really isn't anything left to progress towards in this game. Not to mention there isn't anything in the game that tells you how to unlock the rank 10 vehicle skins. If you don't inform the player base of a reward system, then people will not be inspired to unlock anything. I mean, I didn't even realize the vehicle skins were tied to class rank 10 until I actually asked the developer about it. Now, to try and summarize this video and wrap things up, the progression system in Battlefield 1 is somewhat embarrassing when you compare it to other competing shooters. There's so much that can be done with this game, and especially with the era, there's plenty of material to pull from. My concern is that the state of the system is so painfully lacking that implementing a good system would be too much of an ordeal or just not worth it for the developers. I really hope I'm wrong about this, but only time will tell. Again, I still think Battlefield 1 is a great game, but this is the biggest missed opportunity of the Battlefield franchise and has been for a long time. I'd rather not wait until the next Battlefield game launch in another 3 years to find out if DICE figured out that people want a progression system. Let's see if we can get one implemented for Battlefield 1. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and please feel free to let me know what you think about the state of the progression system, or if you have any cool ideas for it. I'll see you guys next time. This is Level Cap, signing off.